Okay, let's see. It's okay. We're gonna go with the simple one. I don't know if people can hear me. Do you think more people will come?
Yes, I think so.
You
Zineb
think so?
was struggling to connect.
I don't know. Can you guys see my screen? Business model canvas.
Zineb, please, if you can send that link I sent you, send it to the others, and then and then they will join. That's the same link that Lucia used to join in right now. It's functional now. It's working now. But I think we can proceed, Lucia. I don't know your time or other time. Let's just proceed. Whoever comes in will join us wherever. They'll catch us wherever we are.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll go for 1 hour because yeah, 1 hour is good. But I would like to hear from Zainab and Leticia to see. I want to see if they're there. So that I'll know who I'm talking to, at least. I know that it's being recorded.
Zineb her mic has been unmuted, but you can't hear her. So Zineb is like, your audio is bad. But if you can hear us, just send a message in the inbox. Just send it back to, let's see, in the chat rather. Let's know that you can hear us.
I can hear. Okay, very good. What about Leticia? Probably she's not there. Okay, no problem. Since it's being recorded, we're gonna go ahead and start. Last week we started with the who. We did we did sort of like a self-inventory. We invited people to think about their skills, to think about their gifts and talents, to think about their values, principles, and things like that. Today, this session, we are going to talk about the what. And by the end of this session, hopefully, we'll go through the why and the how as well. Here on the what, we also have the how. We'll learn how to design a model for a social enterprise, for a social business, using a tool that has been proven. Last week, I said that entrepreneurship is both art and science. So it is important that we use science as well. We use proved tools, we use the proved concepts in order for us to develop our enterprises. It is also important that we tap into our creative side, the creative side of us, in order to put these things together. Someone entered the name, I can't remember the name. Hello, someone just came in. So here on the business model canvas, I don't know if you all can see it. I see a message. Yes, Bit Sun. Hello. So we're gonna go over the what and the how. how to build a business model canvas, a social business canvas, a social business model today using the business model canvas, okay? In as entrepreneurs, and I'm going to start by saying this, as entrepreneurs, our job is, one, to solve problems in an innovative manner, and two, to create value by solving problems, okay? So we spoke about problems. We often speak about problems, but many people say, let's not talk about problems, let's talk about solutions. But it is important to talk about problems, or to understand the problem before we create a solution in form of value, okay? Understand the problem first. And as we know, Africa is portrayed as a place, as a continent with many problems. And it's okay to have problems. It's normal, it's life. But it is important that we create a paradigm, that we create a perspective about those problems. We can see those problems as opportunities, okay? If we see those problems as opportunities to grow, as opportunities to create something out of those problems, we'll be better off. Instead of perpetuating the narrative that Africa is poor, Africa is there, so many problems, instead of complaining, we can come up with solutions for that myriad of problems that we face in Africa. And I want to say that we don't have to solve all of the problems. We can solve a problem solve a problem with a solution that's in alignment with our passions, with our skills, with our values, principles, purpose, and whatever we went through during last session. Okay, so if you look at this model here, this model canvas, there is a lot of sections, and we're gonna go over each one of them. I know people cannot speak, otherwise I would have asked where would you start? We see there social problem, we see service portfolio, we see core value offerings, we see beneficiaries, we see impact, we see channels, we see network partners, we see costs, and we see revenue streams, okay? For a business, we ask the simple question, when we are designing a model, when we are creating a model for a business, that model answers a simple question: how are we going to make money? If it's a social enterprise, we ask a simple question too: how are we going to create value? How are we going to create impact? Because as a social enterprise, we are in the market, we are in business to create impact, to solve social problems. Okay. So if, I don't know, I see Ripso, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. I don't know if you can speak or just write. Yes, we can see the slides. Okay, Zeynep, very good. And then somebody that's just logged in. It's okay. Well, so I like to start from the problem. It's right here, the slides on the left, upper left corner. Social problem, that's where we're gonna start. We're gonna start analyzing the problem. If you have a pen and paper in front of you, please write down at least 3 problems that you want to see solved. And as social entrepreneurs, we are change makers. And that leads me to think of the proverb that says, be the change that you want to see. So what changes do you want to see happen? So look at the social problem, or think of 3 problems that you wish to solve, or that you wish to see solved, or something that you want to solve. Or if you have a business, what social problem are you solving? If it's not, if you can't identify it as a social problem right away, at least just identify as a problem in the market. Okay, just to think about it. And if you can share it with us, that'll be great. Right here on the chat. If you cannot speak, just write here so we all can see. Each one of you, please write a problem that you want to see solved. Okay, we see here corruption, illiteracy, poverty, unemployment. I like your answers, okay? I like your answers. Now, with those problems that you put there, I want to ask you to think, those are like big categories, right? To solve a problem of poverty, these are like big categories. These are unemployment, yes. But how are you going to solve the unemployment in a micro level? So we look at the economy as a big vision, as a big perspective, right? As a big vision. But think of a problem, okay? So if you want to resolve unemployment, of course, you're going to create jobs, opportunities for jobs. I want you to think of a solution. Thinking of that problem, think of a solution in a micro level, in a small level, something that you can start right away, okay? For example, corruption. How are we going to solve that? How are we going to solve that problem? I want you to write it down. Illiteracy and poverty. I want you to write down how you're going to solve that problem. If you had the chance to start solving that problem today, what would you do? Okay, that's just an exercise, just so we warm up here. What would you do right away, okay, to solve those problems? I want to see it on the screen again, please. Hands on. How are you going to solve the corruption problem? Is it a campaign? Are you going to start a website to create awareness? Are you going to start, what have you seen out there in terms of structure, in terms of social enterprises? Or have you seen conferences, people organizing conferences to raise awareness about corruption? Corruption is a social problem. How do you define corruption? Okay, You have to look into your problem and really define it and really understand what the problem is. Okay, illiteracy, people don't know how to read. What kind of illiteracy? Is it reader? Is it financial illiteracy? What is it? Try to break it down. Poverty, what kind of poverty? Generational poverty or just circumstantial poverty? What is poverty for you? Do you understand what the root cause of the problem? What is it? Okay, so start to answer a question yourself, those things for you to understand the problem, for you to understand the root of the problem. Because if you go, for instance, say, for instance, you go to a hospital, you're feeling, I don't know, headaches, whatever, and you go to the hospital, you go to a doctor, um, you will they will do a diagnosis of your problem, and then they're going to come up with a prescription. They're going to write a prescription for you to get better. Sometimes that prescription just touches the surface, that just touches the symptoms. Sometimes they don't go to the root of the problem, which is okay, but at least you feel better. At least you mitigate a problem, okay, through that medicine that you're taking. But it is important for you to study. It is important for you to understand the problem from many angles, from various angles. You need to understand the problem. Unemployment, I think that's the easiest thing to resolve because poverty, it's, well, if it's generational, right? Okay, great answers here. I was here running my mouth and you were over there working. Okay, very good. First, to research about that. Why is the unemployment causes? What are the rates? Okay, what solutions the government has come up with? What was the results? Okay, how can I contribute to solving this problem? In here, I will try to find a possible solution. Very good. I was saying, Bitson, initially that entrepreneurship, is both science and creativity. What you're doing is a method, is probably a scientific method of going about finding that out, right? But you can create on your own, you can create, tap into your creativity for you to see, just come up with possibilities, okay? Just come up with solutions of, just come up with possible solutions. Okay, that's what I want you to write. And I want you to write and share here with us. Here you have a question. What solutions do the government has come up with? And I'm going to ask you, what solutions can you come up with, Bitsam? What solutions can you come up with? Just out of creativity. Doesn't have to be something well structured. Just dream. Just think of something that you can do tomorrow. Okay. Very good. Go back to work, hands-on, please. For corruption, we can use social media to tell people about any corrupt person or organization. Okay, so what is it in practical terms? This is still very broad. For corruption, we can use, what can you do, Zineb? Based on your passion, based on your purpose, based on your gifts, what can you do? And you are saying that you can use social media to tell people about any corrupt person or organization. How will that solve the problem? Okay, just think, just start to think, how is this going to solve the problem of corruption? Exposing a corrupt person, how will that really solve that problem? Okay, is it awareness? People will be more aware. What's the result of that? Okay, what impact are you creating? Okay, so go back to your piece of paper, get your pen, and start and continue to do this exercise just out of creativity. I'll give you 3 more minutes. Just out of creativity, what can you think? It will raise the awareness of the people. Okay, very good. And then when we create impact, we also want to be able to evaluate, quantify it. How many people will be impacted? Okay, will that be awareness in the minds of people, or awareness for those who actually practice that? So just continue to think about it. I'll give you 3 more minutes. Think about the problem and think about the solution as well. So here we are here on the social problem. That's a rectangle, square, I don't know, section. A problem which is causing disequilibrium in the society, imbalance, a problem. You guys came up with corruption, unemployment, of course, poverty, illiteracy. Yes, if you are illiterate, you probably, chances are you're not going to get ahead in life. If you are poor, poverty just brings so many problems. You don't have money to buy the things, you don't have money to, health, to have access to the health system. Unemployment, oh yes, it's linked to poverty for the most part. You probably have a set of skills that you cannot apply because you don't have a job, and things like that. So there is so many things that we can uh, can think about in terms of social problems that really cause imbalance in a society. Okay, then we have here, we're gonna jump from this social problem to core value offerings. And we just started to think about that because they correlate the social problem versus the core value offering. It says the value proposition that aims to eradicate the social problem addressed. Okay, the value proposition that aims to eradicate the social problem addressed. I'm sorry. So here you're going to think about the benefit, the benefits, or people who will benefit from your solution, right? Your value proposition. Don't think about you yet, think about the problem that will benefit, like a community of poor people right now that can benefit from the solution that you're coming up with. Is it water, clean water, for instance? That's a big problem in Africa. Clean water. Is it, access to school, access to training, so that they will have the employment, the proper employment? What is it? What are you bringing to the table to solve those problems? Thinking of the beneficiaries, okay? Just think of 2 or 3 things based on your problem, right? The social problem that you've identified. Just think of a solution, and let me see, how do I don't have, and when you start to think of that solution, think of a structure too, a house for that solution to evolve, for that solution to be developed, a structure, right? Just imagine that. We're using creativity right now. We're not structuring yet. We're just using creativity. Just imagine, I'm going to come up with this. It's going to benefit person A, person B, person C. And this is what I'm bringing to the table. One of you said that you're going to come up with a website. Yes, great. So when I go to your website, for instance, how am I going to see the information? Is it going to be video to create awareness, videos? Is it going to be writing? Is it going to be art? Because that helps as well. You know, images. How are you going to convey that message? Okay, to benefit people that really needs to hear. What is the beneficiary of your solution? I want to see it again here on the screen. I'll give you 3 minutes again. Anyone? Nobody's participating. Okay, great. It will raise our, if we get if we get to eradicate corruption, all sectors will benefit from that. Okay, okay, that's a big task. I want you to break it down. The poor and marginalized communities. Very good. These are the beneficiaries of your solution. What's your solution? How do you describe your solution in 3 sentences or 3 words? How do you describe that? The value that you're creating for that marginalized community. How do you see that? Because we have to be simple and specific. Otherwise, we're just going to be talking about things and we're not going to get to the core of things. For unemployment, mainly young people are the beneficiaries. Okay, very good. Zainab, which problem are you working on? Corruption or unemployment? Yeah, you're working on corruption. Okay, so for your particular, I want you to think of you as a solution maker. I'm interested in corruption. Yeah, that's fine. So let's stick with yours, because at the end of this class, we're gonna have to have something really specific for us to start, you know, implementing. And I told you last week that this is a very practical, this is in theory. This is in theory. This is something really, really practical. So let's think in practical ways, in simple way. Let's simplify our thinking process to where we'll be able to make something happen. Okay, I'll challenge you for that. Urge the government to create more jobs. Encourage the youth by creating their own businesses. Okay, develop training programs to improve youth employability. Very good. I like, if you're going to put this in a timeline, okay, I think the training program is more feasible, and that's just my feedback here. Develop training programs, and I believe you agree with me. Develop training programs to improve youth employability. So are you doing that? Because we're going to talk about partnerships. Maybe the government can come as a partner, but are you doing the training programs? Is your enterprise developing the training programs? Okay, that's the question, because you have to see yourself in it. Don't, because I'm assuming you don't work for the government. Okay, where are you right now? And that's why last week we spoke about who, the who you are. Okay, are you going to develop those programs? Do you see yourself in that solution? Do you see yourself managing and developing that solution? That's the question. Zainab, I'll give you more time. Today's a very practical. You're gonna have to, yeah, you see, okay. So encourage the youth by creating their own business. How are you gonna do that? After the what, you always have to see the why, the how. Okay, so develop programs, encourage youth. These are verbs. Encourage is a verb. You're going to do that. It's actually something that you're going to do. Develop is something that you're going to do. Urge the government is something that you're going to do. And you see yourself there creating, as an entrepreneur, creating that solution. Okay, so you have here, develop your programs to improve. I like improve social. So your benefit here is to improve. That's the end goal, to improve. Just in one sentence, you have so many things there, to improve. So I'm assuming that this is the value, the value proposition that you bring into the table, because it says here, the value proposition that aims to eradicate the social problem. Okay, so that this is what you're doing. This is very good, Bitson. Very, very good. And here, I don't know if you guys want to participate with the value proposition, the website. Okay, some of you moved to the beneficiaries already. Let's talk about the beneficiaries. Once you identify, just watch here the process. Identify the problem, think of a solution. While you think of the solution, you have to think of the beneficiary. Okay, and then you now going to identify the beneficiary. Okay, the target group, valuable segment who will be benefited. Okay, so think about those. You have your problem identified. You have your solution. You thought about your solution. Now you're going to think of the beneficiaries. I'll give you one moment for that, to write it down, because when you write it down, you actually make it, more feasible. Okay, so just write it down. Your beneficiaries, one or two groups, your target group that's vulnerable, and then you can segment it. Okay, and be specific. Don't be so broad in your thinking. In this exercise, be very specific. What are the beneficiaries? Okay, I see messages here. I like that. I like that. Okay, unemployed youth. Okay, where are they? If you segment them, where are they? Where do I find them? Okay. Moroccan unemployed youth. Okay. So, okay, very good, very good. Where would you find them? talk about the ages, you know, their ages, where do they live? Because Morocco is big. You can create impact into the whole country, but I'm asking you to think of a segment, a small group first, the target, okay? Because remember the question I said, what if you can start implementing your solution tomorrow? Okay. So if it's tomorrow, then I think you need to think about like smaller segments. And it says here, the target group, vulnerable segment, who will be benefited. Yeah, try to think in very specific way, okay? In a very specific manner, all right? So you have it there, but we'll go with Moroccan unemployment youth, unemployed. Okay, very good. So then on this right side here, I don't know if you can see my mouse moving here, channels. It says media through which the services will be provided. Example, online, offline. Okay, channel, online, offline. Bitson, we're using your example. How are you going to media through which the services will be provided? Your programs, is it going to be online? Is it going to be offline? How is it? We want something specific. Just imagine yourself there. How you going to do that, right? You're the entrepreneur. Okay. Okay, so Zeneb here, problem, corruption, bribery, specifically, okay. Target group, citizens trying to get their administrative papers. Oh, okay, very good. Now I understand better your you know, by understanding your beneficiaries, by reading about your beneficiaries, now I understand how you're trying to help. Okay, so how is your solution when it's citizens trying to get their administrative papers? Is it like the identification card? Is it the tax ID number? They're trying to do that. I'm assuming here that you're saying, I don't know where you're from. Zainab, where you're from? Just so I know. Morocco. Okay, very good. So if you're gonna help them with getting the papers, in Angola we have that problem as well. You like, for you to get your ID card, you take an eternity just to get your ID card, and everybody's trying to get something, the bribery, as you say, as you put it there. So how are you gonna help them? Are you gonna create, no, I'm not gonna give you ideas. So how are you gonna, in practical ways, just imagine that one citizen that needs the ID card. Imagine I'm well, you probably know someone that went through that problem, right? Just imagine, just give me, just have that image in your head. How are you going to help them get the administrative papers without the bribery thing? Okay, that's your solution. Because I want to know, right? If I go to Morocco, citizen or not, you know, if someone is there, if I want to send someone to you, to your enterprise or to your firm, I'm just going to say, oh, you want to get your, you know, in very simple and specific ways. You want to get your ID, just go to that, you know, just go to Zeneb Enterprises. They're going to help you do that, you know. How is that? You know, and they're going to say, how? How is it possible? Oh, just go there, And he's going to explain to you. When they get there, what are you going to explain to them? What are you going to sell? Just think of that value that you are putting in the hands of the beneficiaries. Okay. Very good. I love this class, this session today. It says target group, Moroccan unemployed youth in Fez City. Yes, urban area. I like that because that's very specific. I can start to see the image, it can be all the Moroccan unemployment. Yes, it can be. We'll get there. But the urban area, I love that. I can even see this is very specific. We always, when we're developing something, when we are creating something, we should try to get to the bottom, to the specifics. What is it? You have to be really specific and simplify the process. That way you will get there faster, right? You will not make the process complicated or complex, by breaking it down, and simplifying it. Very good. So channels. Okay, so we went to the core value offerings. We went to the beneficiaries. We entering the channels now before we go to impact. The channels, media, or right, channels through which the service will be provided. Okay. So, well, as I said, I can't help them personally, but we can expose people who are trying to take bribery today so they don't get to do it again. I understand that, Zeneb, but the exercise here is, well, this is social entrepreneurship. If you consider yourself as a social entrepreneurship, the process is you identify a problem and you come up with a solution. Okay. Can't help them personally, but we can expose people who are trying. Yeah. Okay. So how are you going to expose those people? What's the channel? Okay. What's the channel? Is it online, offline, or who is going to benefit? Okay. So one is beneficiaries, and two, how you're going to benefit them. What channels are you going to use? Just put your thinking, your thoughts into a process, okay, to be feasible, okay, to be doable. If you're going to expose them, yeah, that's fine. You're solving a problem of these people not being, in the light, in the eyes of the public. Okay. Social media in order to reach as many people as possible. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I kind of misunderstood you when you said the citizens. Okay, so that's the impact that you want to create in the long run. So I think it's simple. It's good. It's good. Social media in order to reach as many people as possible. That's good. Bitson, you wanna tell us how you're gonna reach your beneficiaries? Okay. So while you're writing that down, because at the end of these sessions, at the end of this course, we want to see something on paper that you created throughout the course. But this thing that you will be creating has to reflect reality. It's not going to be something out of the blue that doesn't have logic, doesn't have any of that. Something concrete is real problems and with practical solutions. That's the aim of this course. Okay. So talking about impact, a set of metrics to measure the progress of the value offered. Okay, so we're going to talk about numbers. We want to we want to be able to see the impact that we are creating, right? The matrix, the matrices, for us to evaluate the progress, for us to evaluate the value that's being offered, how many people and how well they're receiving it, you know, quality, quantity, all of those things are important. Otherwise, you're just going to be creating something and shooting everywhere. But at one point, we want to sit down and really see how many people we have reached, in how long, measure the progress. You know, measurement is very important. I know that the One Africa has a goal. They say they want to train 17, if I'm not mistaken on the number. They want to train 17 17 million leaders. Okay, so this is it. They're using Zoom, they're using their platform online, you know, One African Forum. They're using the platform. They're launching conferences, training, mentorship, all kinds of things to train those 17 million people. I don't know about the progress so far. Maybe you can share, Prince. How many have you reached so far? How far, how far do we have still to go to reach 17 million youth to be trained as leaders? How many more? How many more? And how many have we done so far? This is very important, okay? So we're gonna stop here. And sometimes when the sessions are really long, you know, we tend to just go many places and we don't get to the specifics. So I want to open up for questions at this point. We next session, we're gonna discuss the rest of the model, and we're gonna go over the other points, the other sections. But before we go over those, I want to, well, answer some questions. I want to see if you guys have any questions regarding the core value offering, the beneficiaries, the channels, and the impact. I'll give you a minute to write down the questions before we go over the rest of the points. But next class, you're gonna have to bring, you know, all of these things written down: the core value, the beneficiaries, the channels, and the impact, how you're going to measure the impact at least.
Hi guys, any question? Please, if anyone has any question, please drop it. I don't have a question. Thank you, Tabi. Thank you all. Thank you, Tabi. So, Lucia, is that the end of today's class?
Well, no, I wanna open. I don't have a question. Thank you. We're gonna just cover the whole model so that people can just study the model canvas between today and next session. And we're gonna dive deeper into the model canvas next week.
Okay.
Okay. So if we don't have any question right now, we're gonna go. Okay, the next one is The next one is service portfolio. Going back, it's right here. It's a long one. It's a list of services, actions, programs that deliver the core value. Okay, that deliver the core value. So you have here the core value. You thought about it. Bits and said is training programs. Okay, and back here you can even expand more. What skills do you want to help them build, right? What set of skills? Is it professional? I mean, what trade do you want to create impact? Is it in the arts and crafts? Is it I don't know, culinary arts? Is it what is it? Programming, graphic design? What is it? Just come up with a list of services and actions and programs that deliver the core value. So your core value is the training. Okay, so you're going to make a list of the programs that you're going to, a list of the services that you're going to offer. I was 50% in class and I will ask Lucia later. Okay, Leticia. So make a list. Even Zeneb, you can also come up with a list of, I don't know, campaigns that you're going to promote, videos with the messages that you want to put out there as it concerns with in regards to corruption. Just make a list, you know, that really is going to bring about your core value, which is awareness about corruption. What are the messages that you're going to put out there? How are you going to do it? Is it going to be through film, documentary, whatever? I'm just putting it out there. So make a list, be very specific. And next week, I would like to see it. People would like to see it, and we can go over it. People can even give feedback on what you come up with. Okay. Then we go we go back again. Network partners. Okay, it's always important if when we're doing something, networking and partnerships are very, very, very important. So reference groups, what does it mean? It means reference groups, peer support, network who are willing to join the cause. Okay, Zeneb, just identify groups, your peers, or other networks that are all already doing this that will support your cause. Okay, what kinds of messages they're putting out there, what are they doing already, you know, and people that will be interested in joining the cause. Maybe for the website, you might find somebody that's also interested in the course, and he'll just build the website for free, for instance, or is going to become a partner, right? For free, you know, without monetary value initially. So this is something that can be done right away, actually. Bitson, same thing. For your training program, right? You're helping the youth to develop a set of skills that's going to be marketable in the employment market, right? In the employment arena. So after you have that list, who are the people that's going, you know, of course, I'm assuming that you're not going to be the one teaching everything, but you're going to find people that's going to teach, you know, that's going to teach how to network, how to write a resume, for instance, how to, I don't know, whatever, how to program, you know, graphic design, whatever services, whatever training you are providing, whatever training you are offering through your enterprise, through your business, through your social business, you should be able to go out and find people to support you in your cause. And of course, because we are looking for sustainability, we want to charge as well. We just don't want to, you know, give the courses without charging, because you need to sustain your enterprise. Okay. So then the cost, that means sources of expenditure, capital cost, and operational cost. We're going to go deeper into those concepts next week, because when it comes to numbers, you know, and we're going to exercise as well. We're going to go do some exercises too. So, you know, like for instance, for your website, Zenib, or your channels online, or your what you call the social media management, and things like that, how much does it cost? You know, how much will that cost, right? The capital cost, how much do you need to start implementing your idea, your solution? And the operational cost, that basically means how much do you have to have in order to pay the day-to-day operational uh, uh, demands, day-to-day. Okay, so one is beginning, how you, the startup costs, and the other one is the day-to-day costs. And the third cost could be, you know, for development, like to develop a platform, a website, whatever. So just think of those three costs, these three category of costs, in order for you to come up with a model, a social business model. Revenue stream, that means source of earnings, which will keep the venture sustainable. Okay. Sustainability is what we're talking about here. Okay. If it's not the courses, if the money, if you need more money, is there any additional source of income, right? If the list is limited, the list of services is limited, are you going to come up with something that can sell quicker, right? Quickly, as opposed to something that will sell maybe in about a month or 3 months. Okay, think about those extra revenue source of earnings, which will keep the revenue, the venture sustainable. You can think of those sources of income, the streams of income. Just imagine many streams of income coming to your venture so that it will keep sustainable. Okay, so today, this is it. For today, I'm going to, I see a, okay. So it's 1 hour, 60 minutes. I think it's great. I don't know if One African Forum will give out certificates of participation. I don't know, but the number of hours will be on there. If not, I would recommend that you do that, you know. For next time, people say, oh, you're giving out certificates, you know, proof that I've been to that course. So I recommend you do that. Actually, well, one more time, thank you so much for coming today. If you have any questions, comments, as Zeneb is putting here, it was a very informative. Thank you. Thank you, Zeneb, for your participation. Any questions, comments before we go? Find me on social media, Lucia Stanilas. If you have any questions, if something comes up, you know, find me on social media, send me a DM. I'll be happy and just honored to answer your questions as you are developing this social enterprise. I'm here to support, I'm here to guide, and I'm here to see you shine, to continue to shine. Very good. Any questions? Okay. Okay, guys, it's Wednesday. I was going to say, I hope you have a great weekend. But if I don't see you there until then, have a great weekend because I think I'm tired. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Hey, Prince, I'm logging out. Thank you so much again. You're on mute. We can't hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lucia, and thank you to everyone who has participated today. So I hope to see you again next week. And please do inform more people, let them know the class is on. We observed that the messages that Zoom sent to you when you register always go to the spam. And so a lot of people don't even see these messages. So in the last few days, I've been seeing how I can reroute all the messages and create a new bot and see how I can resend them. And I'm working on them. Hopefully by our next class, we'll have more people in here. I just send more reminders to them as well. So thank you all very much for your time. Thank you, Lucia. And
Thank you.
everyone. Bye, everyone, and have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
Take care, guys. Take care.